Limiting beliefs are destroying your chances of success with girls. When I was in high school, my mind was filled with negative, self-limiting beliefs that held me back from ever having any sort of chance of success with girls. My own mind was my biggest enemy. My mind would tell me things like, Seb, you're too short. I'm 5'7". Seb, you have acne. You can't get those girls. She's gonna want the popular guys. You're weird, awkward, shy. She's not going to want to talk to you. These are the sorts of things that my mind would feed me, and I believed them. Limiting beliefs was the biggest thing that held me back from having any sort of chance of success with girls. And even when a girl did show interest in me, which happened a couple of times in high school, I somehow managed to fuck it up because my self-limiting beliefs didn't allow me to even accept the fact that a girl took interest in me. But now, after having overcome my limiting beliefs at 19 and filling my mind with new positive, empowering beliefs, it absolutely changed everything. See, my mind now is my greatest ally. It is my best friend. My mind fills myself with positive, encouraging thoughts. Even when, let's take the example of getting rejected. Even when I get rejected, even if it was strictly due to the fact that a girl didn't like me, I was too short, I was too ugly, whatever she's thinking, my mind will defer off and say, okay, well, she was just closed for business. No one could talk to her. She's probably got a boyfriend, a situationship. She had a bad day. My mind thinks so highly of myself that if a girl rejects me, it was something in that girl's personal life that caused her to reject me. It was nothing to do with me. Even if this is delusional, which method is going to be more effective? The one where you blame yourself and you're like, oh my God, it's because I have acne, I'm too short, I'm not good enough, whatever. Or the one where you just defer it and be like, damn, that co is crazy. She got something going on in her life. You know what I mean? I defer it off, and this allows me to have an impenetrable mind made of iron where no amount of rejections can get to me. When I was in Florida, before I left recently, I didn't have like 100 outright rejections, but it was 100 times when I approached girls where it led nowhere. One time it led to a kiss, and then eventually, I finally, after about like 100 approaches, slept with a girl. That entire time, I was still extremely positive, extremely optimistic. I was building this channel. I still had incredible self-belief in myself. And just because I had a string of unsuccessful approaches, it literally did nothing to my confidence, my self-belief, and my self-worth, who I am as a man. It had zero effect on me because of the way that my mind is wired, the beliefs that I have. And see, it would not be like this if I was filled with limiting beliefs. I wouldn't have been able to approach more than one girl. Like when I was younger, there was one time at 19 where I approached, this was like the first real approach I ever did in the mall. I approached two girls, waved to them, said hi, and they immediately rejected me. And I left the mall like in shatters. I was just devastated. I wanted just to go home, and I remember not talking to another girl for months. So with the wrong mindset, with limiting beliefs, that is what your reality is going to be like. And believe me, I speak to a lot of people on sales calls, a lot of people with my coaching clients, and this is more common than you would think. A lot of you guys have these limiting beliefs that are holding you back from success. And when you have the new empowering beliefs, your life is going to absolutely transform, and you're going to finally start having success with girls. So now I really want to drive home why limiting beliefs are ruining your chances of success. And to illustrate this, I want you to imagine that you have two friends. You have one friend who's extremely encouraging, extremely positive, extremely uplifting. He tells you things like, Seb, you're the fucking man. You can get that girl. I see it in her eyes. She likes you. He says things that it makes you feel good about yourself consistently. Now you have another friend who just says constant negative things to bring you down. He says things like, Seb, you're not good enough. You can't get that girl. You're too short. Seb, you got a pimple on your face. She's not going to like you. Things along those lines. Now, this was a metaphor or analogy about friends, but this is really about your mind. So your mind is going to be either giving you positive, uplifting thoughts that make you feel good about yourself, or it's going to be bringing you down. And this is going to be one of the biggest things that holds you back from having any success with girls. It's the limiting beliefs in your mind. And this is going to absolutely destroy your confidence as a man. So if you want to change this, I'm going to teach you in this video, but I also created a confidence transformation guide. And one of the things in this guide is overcoming limiting beliefs. So if you want that full guide with everything else that's going to allow you to go from the current version of yourself that has limiting beliefs to a completely new, best, most confident version of yourself, then you can grab that for free. It's the first link in the description below. Now, how do you actually overcome them? This is the most important part of the video. So when I was 19, I got broken up with and I was absolutely devastated. I was at the lowest point in my life. I still had all these limiting beliefs, although I ended up in a relationship mostly because the girl pursued me. It was pretty easy to get into it, but I quickly ruined everything by projecting my insecurities, all my limiting beliefs. They held me back from ever having a chance at a really good relationship. So I was devastated, heartbroken. I've lost the most beautiful girl to ever talk to me. I was so upset at that moment. That's what I was thinking. And this is when I embarked on a holistic self-improvement journey to transform my life. I knew I needed to make a change. I didn't know exactly what was going to come out of it. Now looking back, I can piece everything together extremely clearly and articulate it and teach every one of you. But for me at the time, I found holistic self-improvement and I started with the good habits of reading, gratitude journaling, meditation. These are absolutely essential in this journey. So I'm going to give you the steps that are going to really overcome the limiting beliefs, but you need to be training your mind. This is what you are doing when you do these things. Now let me break them down and teach you a little bit exactly what it's going to do for you. See, reading is going to fill your mind with new information. You should be reading non-fiction self-improvement books. So let's tie this into the limiting beliefs and exactly in my story specifically. So I always felt that I was a shy, insecure kid who was awkward. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how to socialize. I didn't feel confident in my social abilities to make friends and meet girls and carry a conversation. So what did I do? In this journey of reading as one of the steps, I started to pick up some social skills books. I read How to Win Friends and Influence People. This was the first book that really changed my life. Then I read What Everybody Is Saying. It's a book on nonverbal communication. So I started to really understand the value of how your body communicates what you're trying to say and how to read other people, which I was completely clueless about before. And then I also read Captivate, which is a book on charisma, and it teaches just a lot of real good social skills and social dynamics. So after reading those books, what I did was I applied that knowledge in real life. I took everything that I was reading and I said, okay, well, I've been this shy, insecure kid my whole life. That is an old belief. The new belief is I'm extremely charismatic. I'm a social magnet. I can become friends with anybody. I can meet a girl and take her home that night. These were the new beliefs that I decided that I wanted to have for myself. And I took the knowledge from the books and I applied it in real life. And I had to iterate and tweak and really figure out what worked for me using that knowledge in order to prove those new beliefs to be true. So after I've had interactions where people are like, oh, dude, you're such a cool guy. I'm so happy I met you. Now I feel like, okay, I am charismatic. After I brought home 5 girls, I was like, oh shit, I can actually do this. After I've made a bunch of friends that I still have to this day, I'm like, holy shit, I can actually make friends. It's not that difficult. I know what to say. See, it was filling my mind with new information, realizing the old beliefs, turning them into empowering ones, and proving them true in the real world. So that is how it all ties together. And just to quickly recap on why gratitude journaling and meditation is valuable is because meditation is an essential step. Let's start there because your mind is constantly thinking thoughts. And when you can learn to practice focusing on your breath and de-identify from thoughts, when you have a very intrusive thought come into your mind, it's like, bah, and it's like you want to think about it, you want to act on it, and then you just take a deep breath and you let it go. And now you're back into the present moment. See, when you're out trying to apply this new knowledge, you're going to get these negative thoughts. You've been training yourself for so long to respond to these thoughts. You need to start training yourself to let go of these thoughts now. That is the power of meditation. So you're going to be improving your mental health. You're going to be getting better in many different ways, but it's really going to be the practice of applying that skill out when you're putting the new knowledge to the test and your mind is working against you because you have a little bit of an uphill battle when you're first building these beliefs, and that's where meditation really comes into play. And the next thing is gratitude journaling. This is so powerful because it's just going to increase your mental health. It's going to improve your mental health. It's going to make you feel better about yourself. It's going to make you realize what you have to be grateful for. And in the journey, as you start to make progress, you can start to journal and say, I'm so grateful for being more charismatic. And once you prove that true, it's going to now register and accept into your mind. And when you are grateful for something, it opens the floodgates for more to come into your life. And that's how it works. So it's going to allow you to have more opportunities to practice being charismatic. This is not hocus pocus shit. I promise you, this is how it works. So a combination of all these 3 things with identifying the old limiting beliefs, creating the new empowering ones, and then going out and proving those true in the real world, this is how you are going to truly overcome any limiting belief that you have. It is a proven method that I have used not only with girls, but in business, in so many different areas of my life, and it has been absolutely invaluable for me. And overcoming your limiting beliefs is one way that you will build true internal confidence. It's been absolutely essential in my journey, going from that shy, insecure kid when I was 19 to the confident, outgoing man that I am now. And it is one of the methods I teach in my confidence transformation guide, along with a bunch of other things that's really gonna help you level up, become the absolute best, most confident version of yourself. So if you want that, it's completely for free. It's the first link in the description below.